already on track. The first thing that you're doing that is the first step in being a great ally, the first step in being a great accomplice is shutting all the way the fuck up and listening. So that is the first step, and you're doing a great job. So grab your notebooks and let's build on that first step. Number one.
Like, name something about listening too, right? Because it is slightly interactive, but not externally. You have to interact with your own mind around your listening. And suspending judgment, right? There's a lot of things that talk about being non-judgmental, but that's silly, right? That's how we know which berries are poisonous, is by judgment. So suspending judgment while you listen, like not arguing back in your head, but just like letting some things stand for a second and just being curious. Number one.
I think another part of that too is in the space of listening, understanding some basic terms, understanding some base knowledge, understanding, your privilege, understanding that privilege, and so that you can step out of that privilege when it's time to listen. Understanding and doing research around, the struggle, so that, there's a foundation that you have inside of you that someone else can, who's helping you or who's going to correct you can stand on. And understanding too that you're going to be wrong. So go ahead and just admitting that, coming into a space of listening, understanding that there's going to be many spaces where you're going to be wrong. There's going to be many misconceptions you already have. There's going to be many things that are already going to need to be corrected, and leaning into that. So when it happens, we can just move forward, dissect it, get into it, and get to the healing, get to the building aspect of things.
Right. And with that, I want to say, recognize that we're all on a spectrum of how racist are we right now. It's not like I'm not racist. The moment you get into the binary of racist or not racist, you totally set yourself up to be racist all the time.
Yeah.
It's like notice where you are on the spectrum, where you're.
It's like Jedi shit. Like, each decision.
Except that you're racist.
Got you, even though there's a lot of colorism in that. But that's a whole other maybe panel. I don't know. Nerds, don't at me. I'm here for you.
Wait, I didn't hear what you said.
I said in Jedi, I said it's like Jedi, right? In the fact that like each decision that is made in that pop culture reference, like, have you watched?
I know nothing about, but continue.
And that's, that's on me, because I knew it was who in this room. They know what I'm talking about.
Okay, wait.
And then I think there's colorism in there too.
Yes. I think Assetou brings up a really good point. It's not about I'm not racist right now. It is you are racist, and where is that at, and where are you at? I think a good important thing too is that there's a lot of woke white people who have already been on this work for a while. And I think it's really easy in times like this to get really haughty and to forget that you're still on the spectrum as well. That even if you have been doing the work for a while, even if you have been reading all the books for a while, even if
and maybe
you have all the Black friends,
with the people that you've been doing the work with, to investigate how effectively you've been doing the work. Because with all of the water that we're swimming in, with the culture that absolutely defines all of these exchanges, there's gonna be, right, like you were saying, speech that wrongness, and there's gonna be moments where boundaries, privilege, all of those things are misunderstood. And when you're maneuvering through the movement, that impact resounds. Resounds. Right?
What are the things, how can people be a better accomplice, better ally?
Well, so I have a white partner. So this is a deep thing for us. One thing, do your research, be in it. Don't get to tune out as much as Black people and people of color who are experiencing this on a daily basis. You got to go out of your way to learn this stuff where we do not. And one of the things that has me like, all right, I'm in the right partnership, anytime somebody comes to me with some white shit and I don't want to deal with it, I send them as much information as I want to tell them, and then say, don't talk to me, talk to my partner.
You help to not string to as many things.
And that is it. Right? Like that. And that's the last I hear of that situation. So like, step in for your friends of color who don't want to have those conversations all the time, because we're having those conversations way more than I personally would like.
Don't unload your trauma on us when you get to know the details of some of the things that we've gone through. I know that there's a lot of white people who are coming into the gruesomeness of the history. And it's going to be a very you want to come cry with us? Yeah, it's going to be a very traumatizing thing. And the first thing that you can't do is unload on us. If you are our family members, if you are our close friends, you might be able to have a conversation with us at a later date and time, but don't assume that like you will be able to have that conversation with us no matter how close to us you are. We don't want to hear it. It's hard enough to experience the trauma as a Black person in a Black body. So I don't want to hear how you experience our trauma in your white body. I don't want to help you process that because at any given moment I'm processing. At any given moment I'm dealing. At any given moment on my brain, my body, some part of me is registering anti-Blackness because that's survival.
I think Aziz Ansari said it best. He was like, say what you will about racist white people, but newly woke white folks are exhausting. So like, he's like, at least the racist ones are usually brief.
Straight to the point with theirs.
To wear you out. Please
you know exactly what it is.
Please don't be that person.
It's exactly that. And it's something, and I think anytime you get into or become aware of any lens, right, then you're like, did you, this is going to be a horrible reference, but it's like in Half Baked. He's like, have you seen it on weed though? Have you seen this on Justice? And you're like, yo, yeah. In my dreams, kind of, I don't know. Have you listened to Asseto's speech about what I think about freedom? Don't come here right now. With that, it is that excitement, right, of having that brand new lens, and that's cool. That's really dope. It's a great impetus. That's a great feeling to have, and put that in the right places. Because you want to come to where you know you'll be welcome. Folks want to come to where they know they'll be welcome and say, things are bad. And you're like, yeah. Where, you know, like you all are saying, of that exhaustion of welcome or sorry, welcome, like this is what we've been doing. But that great momentum, take it in a different direction. Take it to the people who don't yet know that this is bad. Take it to the places where they will categorically listen to you more than me. Because that's great energy. And it's just not something that we have the capacity to celebrate with you.
But do we have a sense of like how far along we want allies to be in the process before they start talking to other white folks?
I don't. I'm like, try all of it. Make mistakes together or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think actually from the process, you become aware you need to start talking to white people because you need to make mistakes with each other. You need to be able to model it with each other. You need to be able to, I think because it's a process. It's going to be a lifelong process and it's a commitment. And I think the moment people become white, woke. The moment white people become woke.
They stop letting people in, like, woo! Like, early 1900s, they cut it off.